We're then back to Snoke's throne room, in which he has already stopped torturing Rey as he has the info he wants, but of course this happened anyway because for Rey to go through a single hardship is something the writers couldn't possibly allow. But how is it that Snoke didn't have this info anyway? When he connected Rey to Kylo, could he not see where Rey was? Kylo ends up on the island at one point and Snoke just can't tell? Let me explain my theory for this. The Force Awakens told us that Snoke wanted Rey, but we didn't know why. When Snoke finally has her and would likely know everything about the island thanks to the intergalactic connection, he still needs a reason to want Rey beyond killing her, but Snoke doesn't have motivation for anything as Rian Johnson does not intend to provide him development whatsoever. Therefore, Rian backtracked Snoke's power and wrote that he simply doesn't know about the island and that it's the reason he wants Rey, and so that's how it plays out. Easy. You don't have to answer any of the setups that Abrams created. You can just cut them right off. And then, when people complain, you can simply shout, subversion. Anyway, Snoke has the information he needs now, promising to destroy Luke and his island after destroying the rebels. Again, Snoke is now referring to the Resistance as the Rebels. Did they forget the names halfway through the film? Because they always referred to them as the Resistance, but now it's like a switch has been flipped and everyone's referring to them as the Rebels instead. Rey is infuriated that Snoke is threatening all the people she loves, and so she pulls her lightsaber from Snoke and attempts to kill him, but Snoke uses the Force to run a circle around her and bonk her on the head with the handle. This is almost played for laughs. Again, the tone of these scenes baffle me. Does it want me on the edge of my seat, caring for the safety of the characters, or does it want me laughing? Anyway, Snoke then force pushes Rey to his spyglass in his room, and it's pointed directly at the Resistance ships as they're being destroyed, aping directly from Return of the Jedi. Again. In Return of the Jedi, the Emperor knew about the Rebels' plans, and so he was prepared for everything. He simply didn't account for the Ewoks, nor did he count on Luke's unwillingness to turn. So he had this setup prepared to show Luke the downfall of the fleet, as they couldn't penetrate the shields, and were sitting ducks thanks to the Star Destroyer trap. Comparatively, Snoke had no idea that they were releasing transports. General Hux found out about 30 seconds ago and ordered them to fire. Snoke hasn't spoken to anyone, so how does he know about all of this?
Maybe the Force told him.
Yeah, I'm sure the Force did tell him. This film loves to poach from its foundational content, but it does nothing to earn it. Rather than being in reverence of the past, it diminishes it by parading the dried corpse extinguished by a constant bleed for more and more money. Not that any of you didn't know that already. Anyway, these ships are cloaked right now, and you can only see them through a decloaking scan, according to the officer from earlier. So, despite what is apparently very effective cloaking, Snoke is watching these transports many miles away from his bedroom with a magnifying glass. I do not believe they had someone working on continuity whatsoever. There was no guy for it. Or if he was, he would have been fired long ago in order to allow Rian to reference the original trilogy. Like seriously, you can see these cloaked ships from other transports as well as just other ships with your own human eye. Oh, and by the way, the Supremacy apparently detected them after doing a scan. Why in the world weren't they running this scan already, at all times? This is the last of the Resistance. They are apparently all that is stopping you from whatever your goal is. Maybe you could run some scans here and there, because, you know, you're not exactly short on electricity.